Joining us on the line right now is Tim Pool. He is host of Timcast IRL, a CEO of Timcast.com, and host of the Culture War podcast. You can see that over at his YouTube channel. Tim, thanks for joining the show. Great to talk to you.
Thanks for having me.
So there are two big stories that you are currently involved in. One wasn't enough for you. One of them is, of course, the very widely covered story about a DOJ indictment involving apparently Tenet Media. Tenet Media, according to the allegations, was being paid effectively by a Russian front. And when I say the company was, what I really mean is the founders of the company apparently were, if the allegations in the indictment are true. All the media ran with was that because you are a host whose show is posted at Tenet Media, that this must have implicated you or Dave Rubin or Benny Johnson. Why don't you give us sort of the rundown of what's going on here?
Yeah, the simple version is the Culture War podcast existed well before Tenet Media or any licensing agreement. We had the show. So I've got multiple YouTube channels. One is youtube.com/Timcast. That was my original channel where I used to host a 4 p.m., half an hour podcast. We switched formats because I have a couple channels. One was redundant. I have another one that's basically the same thing. They're kind of redundant. So we turned this one into a Friday morning live show about cultural issues. So it's
a better crossover than Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh my God.
Politics doesn't, come in relatively often, but we did one on dating. We did an episode on simulation theory versus Christianity and religion. So it's not an overtly political show. That show was licensed for principal broadcast, non-exclusive to Tenet Media. That's it. The show exists still to this day, and it will be at youtube.com/Timcast on Friday.
I think it's fucking ridiculous that there's one of two options here. Either Tim Pool is the dumbest person on the planet, which, he kind of is, and he had no idea that, people wanted him to say anti-Ukraine, pro-Russia sentiment for $100,000 a week, or he knew he's still the dumbest person on the planet, and he took the money knowing full well that he was getting paid by the Russian government. Doesn't really matter which is the answer. I think it's still the second one. Because that also still factors in the reality he's the dumbest person on the planet. But ain't nobody's like, oh man, I wonder who's paying me to say pro-Russian, anti-Ukrainian shit, $100,000 a week.
So with this story, we're hearing that these allegations, it's kind of crazy. I mean, Lauren Chen, I guess she's been fired from the Blaze. I don't know a lot about what's going on. In fact, I think I only talked to her a couple times this year. For me, it was we had an existing.
He's the real victim, by the way. He's just crying to his $400,000 a month payment that he got for being like, Ukraine is the number one enemy of America. It's like, bro, come on, man. I'm pissed, dude. I'm pissed. I would have done that. I can't believe all I've gotten for all my endless loyalty to Vladimir Putin. All I've gotten out of it is the Russian government calling me gay in a fucking military recruitment ad and $0.00. Okay? It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. God damn it, Russia. Fuck you guys.
Show that a new show we had launched, had been up for a few months. We hosted people like Vivek Ramaswamy on it. And we were preparing to engage in sponsorships. And, they were getting hundreds of thousands of views per episode. And we decided.
For the record, and I'm being for real 100% honest with this, the American government has seized the assets of Russian oligarchs and shit. They absolutely should take every fucking dime that he's gotten from the Russian government. Every single dime, okay? They should be forcibly extracting this money from him, penny by penny, every penny accounted for, okay? However many thousands of dollars he got, hundreds of thousands of dollars, take that shit from him, okay? Even if you're not going to throw him in jail, that's blood money, right? That would be sick. And I think that would be cool, and they should do that, okay? They should take his fucking beanie if he can't pay for it.
To license it out because Lauren contacted us and was saying, we'd love to license something from you. And I said, well, we don't need to do that. We're an independent company. We have our own members and sponsorships. And then it took quite a while, but long story short, we agreed to a non-exclusive broadcast license, which meant that we own the show. The show is owned by the cult.
Bro, what if they come after you for the China money? Oh God, I wish I got money from China. I don't even have a fucking Genshin Impact ad, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? Wukong didn't even work with me. And I've been playing it non-fucking stop. It's so much fun.
Culture War Company, which is its own company. We own distribution rights. We own audio distribution rights, everything about it. They just effectively paid for a license, which would have it appear on their YouTube channel Friday mornings at 10 a.m. And with that, they got to use my likeness and things like that. And so now with these allegations, I don't know what's going on there, but I don't know if you want to ask any questions so we can elaborate.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only questions that, given the media coverage, I think the question that people in the media are pushing, at least, is the idea that there must have been some sort of outside external Russian control of your show. Maybe you want to address how you do the editorial at your show. Was Lauren ever talking to you about the editorial content of the show or anything like that?
Nope. So I barely even talked to Lauren. And it's kind of crazy. I've known her for a long time. So when she said that she was launching a company, she had investors, I'm like, okay. I mean, I hear that 50 times a year. And in the podcast space, we just heard that I think Travis Kelce is getting a $100 million contract. So these numbers that's where they're at. I think people don't realize how.
Did you just compare yourself to Travis Kelce? Are you on fucking crack, dude? Like, dog, your podcast gets like 20K views an episode on YouTube, man. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, yeah, of course, there's a difference between motherfucking Travis Kelce. It's like comparing yourself to Joe Rogan. You would never do that, right? You would never do that. That is insane, right? Because like the audience that Joe Rogan has is unironically much, much larger than your fucking audience. Holy shit. Oh my God. These guys are so fucking delusional, dude. Like, oh my God. Oh. Yeah, he literally was talking about how like his band would be doing Taylor Swift numbers, you know, if it wasn't for woke.
How big the podcasting space is and the revenue that you generate from sponsorships and memberships. So it seemed kind of, I don't know, mundane to a certain extent. A lot of people think,
yo, get the fuck out of here. You're such a bitch. You're such a fucking lion ass bitch, bro. Okay? Absolutely not, dude. You got 10K views on that fucking bitch ass podcast. No. I have an actually successful podcast, okay? More successful than Tim Pool's podcast called Fear And. Some of you may know it. Some of you may not. We get 10 times the fucking view count that this bitch ass gets on our podcast, okay? If someone out of the blue hit us up to be like, we're going to give you $400,000 a month, okay? $100,000 a week, I'd be like, the fuck is going on? That's insane. That is fucking insane. Okay? You're out of your goddamn mind. What is this? If you're serious about pushing a Russian narrative for $1, check DMs Steve Seagal. What the fuck? Motherfucker put a hostile in here too. Austin would murder you in cold blood and take the deal. Yeah, I mean, we have a Democratic organization, obviously. You're all in for Kamala. I'm all in for Mamala, baby. You already know it. Woo! Brass Summer. Kaya. Place. Little lady.
these numbers are huge. But yeah, so I don't know. Ask me again. I'm losing my train of thought.
Yeah, no. I mean, the only question was basically whether you were in control of the editorial, and it sounds like you were. So,
I mean, the Culture War show is a conversation show on various topics. The subject matter of the show editorially is there's no thought into it. We had been talking about hosting a show on religious debate and simulation theory and AI. So I talked to my booking agent and said, can we find a guy who talks about AI and simulation and then do a 2-hour conversation? That's the gist of it. That's how the show was produced. The first episode that actually appeared on Tenet was about skateboarding. Quite literally, we had a professional skateboard filmer, an amateur and a professional skateboarder, and we talked about skateboarding because I'm a skateboarder. That's what we do. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy to hear that they're saying.
Oh, I was on the deprogram.
You got your jewelry. I got my tiny ones. I'm having penis envy right now.
I gotta show up for the boys. You know,
Neutralize it more than even countries that never even.
I was on the episode of Deprogram, by the way. I can't believe the podcast would invite an Albanian guest. Truly a betrayal. Also, I don't know what Hassan saw in the museum exactly, but it's a pretty famous bit of knowledge that Stalinists were also considered enemies of the state. Galiatok being the infamous prison. Yeah, I saw that. You're kind of right. Even Stalin looks sort of Turkish, and loads of Turkish dads and kids I grew up with sort of look like Stalin when they hit 60. Lol. I love when you guys do race science with Hassan. I'm Albanian and offended. Anyway. In the preview, tankies were shitting their pants because you don't support a third party. What fucking tanky is like? What is the term tanky if they have any investment whatsoever in the American electoral process? The term is just gone. Okay, what? That's awesome.
The media's jumped the gun completely on what the story is. The DOJ.
As a tanky, I believe that Americans have to vote third party. I'm a tanky and I support the Greens. What the fuck? This podcast is valued at $100 million. Alex Cooper signed a $100 million deal with SiriusXM for a Call Her Daddy podcast and network of shows. Another former Spotify exclusive deal leaving their deal for a new partner. Yeah, I don't get it. I just, I think this is a bubble, man. I legit think this is a fucking bubble. Straight up. Tankies for Kamala. Tankies for Jill Stein. Tim Pool had a gay guy on his podcast. Oh my God. He looks pretty good though, right there. I mean, his body looks pretty good. Don't know what happened to, his head remained the same, I guess.
Indictment.
Several conservative US influencers claimed they were deceived by Russian media executives following an indictment accusing Moscow of interfering in the 2024 US election. The indictment alleges that RT, a state broadcaster, paid $10 million to a Tennessee-based company to distribute content to a US audience with hidden Russian government messaging. Several influencers, including those associated with Tenet, expressed on social media that if the allegations are true, they were unwitting participants in the scheme and maintained full editorial control over their content. Tim Pool, host of the Culture War podcast, which was licensed by Tenet Media, told his 2.1 million followers that if the claims are accurate, he and others were deceived. "We are victims," he said. He added that he could not speak for anyone else at the company or their instructions.
Same, I
The
guess.
indictment literally says that commentators were deceived, that there was a rather sophisticated plan to manipulate.
Call her dad walked so Talk to Her could run. I will do something that is life-changing for all of you in broad daylight, on public, in real time, on this fucking live stream. Do you understand? If you fucking talk to me about the Hawk to a girl, oh my God, actually we got to show that. I saw this and I think a piece of my soul died. No, fuck it. We're going to look at it. What is it? Talk to a? The Hawk to a girl has a podcast. That's right. Where the fuck is it? Okay. Everything I'm seeing on Hawk to a girl right now is just like insane. Before her father had an Israeli government scrubber past social media for Chan and Reddit, it was able to recover all of Hawk to a girls as being dressed to impress, up in Israeli soldiers' gear, and had a nose job on a PR team, how to be a Southern belle. These people are truly unhinged, dude. Everyone is so insane. Wait till y'all find out she low-key a former Israeli soldier cosplaying a Southern belle after her billionaire dad hired a PR firm to scrub her past of the internet, particularly old TikTok, where she ain't even speak English, let alone had a fake Southern belle accent. What is going on Twitter, man? Twitter is so insane. I couldn't even get through making fun of this fucking coworker ass story that is like turned into a goddamn fucking meme that turned into a goddamn podcast before I saw some unhinged shit, dude. Like,
y'all really thought I was done? I'm just getting started, baby. I'm Haley Welch. A little while ago, my life took a complete left turn and it changed forever. And along the
like, what is happening? Like, this person literally was like, I would love to give you a blowjob on a TikTok. And now they have a podcast. Like, what the fuck is going on? Look, I'm a sex positive person. Okay. I'm a sex positive person. But what the fuck is going on, dude? Yeah, that's right. I'd like to suck your cock, please. And then all of a sudden they're like, we can't get enough of this girl. And I swear to God, I have literally not seen a single piece of original content made around this person. And I think she did like every podcast. And I think she just like appeals. It's like a dog whistle. And I don't mean that in like ooh, she's being racist type way. Like, I mean, literally, right? Like, it's a frequency that she's able to captivate that just my brain cannot understand. Like, the things she says, does, the fact that she's like a notable figure at all, and like all of the surrounding memes, it has not been able to penetrate my consciousness. And I'm pretty fucking tapped in online. Like I am nonstop online. I'm extremely online. And honestly, I genuinely cannot understand what the appeal is. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I really don't understand it. Like I think this actually unironically appeals to like I hate to say this, but, and I'm not saying this with like even a shred of elitism here, but like I think she just like appeals to a genuinely stupid person. Like I don't know. I think when people go and go, oh, Hawk Tua, that's great, spit on that thing, like you're kind of a dumb guy. I'm sorry. Like I legitimately don't like, yeah, it's coworker humor to the max. Like I'm sorry. No disrespect to any of you guys, but like if you're into this sort of thing, you know, I don't like yucking anybody's yum, but I will think less of you. And I can't help myself. Okay? I don't want to, but I will legitimately view you very differently. If someone in my orbit was like, man, that Hawk Tua girl, like, oh, she's so funny, like I love her humor, I'd be like, I have to re-examine our relationship. Okay. I heard my 44-year-old right-wing dad say Hawk Tua spit on that thing and it made me want to commit. Oh my God. This the dick suck girl? Yes. I mean, isn't this the tale as old as time? This is just Snooki for Gen Z. I don't even think that like there's a big Gen Z presence here. I think it's like the Barstool contingency. Like I actually think it's just like Massachusetts like divorced dads and fucking all the dildos in college. Like, yeah, Marines love this shit. That's what I'm talking. Yeah, exactly. This is not Gen Z, dude. I think this is very much just like men, older men, I think.
The way I realize that everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Well, now it's my time to talk. Check out my podcast every week, Talk to 'em, where I'm sitting down with the coolest guests and having actual conversations with them.
Talk to it. This is a fresh hell that we exist in. What are we here for? To suffer? I'm gonna have real conversations. I love how ironic Hawk Tua memes like ham-fisting Hawk Tua, even unfunnier older memes. Are you gonna Minecraft yourself when she managed to get an Obama episode before you? No, that tracks. That tracks with everything I've seen. Kaya, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're not allowed over here. Go back. Kaya. Little lady. Imagine this turns into a hard-hitting podcast about world issues. I think we're memeing too close to the sun. What about like how she's gonna be a senator in the future? That's like a future senator. Can you make it stop? I can't. What is this? Gonna be sick to my stomach? Who's this? Is that Northern Line? Israel needs to get Hawk to it. Kaya, place. You're just gatekeeping internet fame. She's a young, attractive, blonde, white female. It's finally time for this underrepresented demo to get their share. Yeah. Did you see Nick Merckx turn on the doc? Wait, what? Did he actually say this? Wait, this is actually kind of a good take. They saw where Dr. Disrespect is married with children, pushing 40, admits to texting a minor inappropriately. His words, not mine. So I cut ties because obviously that's inexcusable. Now I'm a shit friend for not having his back. Bunch of brain rot morons on this app. What the fuck? Yo. I've said multiple times he sent a text to the boys and I apologizing for us being dragged into it. Regardless, it doesn't matter. Got destroyed for not condemning him. Right when the allegations came out, they got destroyed for cutting ties when the allegations became true. Now you're getting destroyed because you didn't stand by him after he admitted to everything and now backtracking. Gotta love the internet. Dr. Disrespect's new setup is wild. That's crazy. He did go to an island, apparently. Cosmically rare Merckx W. Is it your time to save Nick Merckx? No, I think he's still like very much transphobic. Like he's lost in that fucking sauce. Wait, Nick Merckx can make up for this by apologizing to me for cutting ties with me when I was trying to save him from like the fucking weird transphobic tangent that he was going off on. Because he cut ties. He cut ties with me over me making fun of Dr. Disrespect for cheating on his wife. on bro's anniversary, bro.
RT targeted a prominent group of conservatives and right leaning YouTubers, with Dave Rubin being the most notable figure mentioned in the indictment. Rubin, suspected to be among the higher paid commentators, was removed from Tenet Media's roster 4 months ago. In a statement on X, Rubin described his show for Tenet as silly. Other influencers named include Tim Pool, host of the Timcast IRL podcast, Lauren Sutton, a Canadian alt-right figure who briefly left the movement to become a trad wife but returned to public life after alleging mistreatment by her husband, Benny Johnson, a podcaster previously known for plagiarism, Tyler Hansen, a self-described independent journalist who worked for Tenet Media as a field reporter, and Matt Christiansen, a podcaster who streamed from remote locations and had made Tenet his primary platform. In a Wednesday night livestream, Christiansen revealed that the FBI contacted him for a voluntary interview and told him he was viewed as a victim, not a knowing participant in the scheme. The indictment supports this, describing all Tenet network members as unaware of the Russian connection. Tim Pool posted that and then reposted a statement denying any knowledge of the plot, emphasizing that he had full editorial control over his show, which was often apolitical, covering topics like spirituality, dating, and video games. Johnson also distanced himself, stating that his deal with Tenet was arm's length and had since expired. He and Rubin are still featured on Tenet's promotional website. We are disturbed by the allegations in today's indictment, which made clear that myself and other influencers were victims in this alleged scheme, Johnson said. If you found this video informative, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and thanks for watching.